What's up, guys?
Hello.
I have a funny joke today. You're gonna love this.
All right, let's hear it.
Check this out, ready? Why are vampires terrible baseball players?
I don't know. Why?
Because their bats always fly away. Right?
Are you fucking serious? It was the fucking dumbest joke I've ever heard.
Yeah, but
oh,
fuck!
oh, ah! Oh shit! Ow!
Man, this shit sucks.
Yeah, this is really dumb.
These guys need to fucking die.
They're fucking stupid.
I mean, one of them already kind of did, and that makes me happy, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't know. Oh shit!
Oh hey, what's up?
Today, because of this commenter's request, we're going to be doing an up to this point video on the Civic. Here we go.
Let's go.
We're going to start with performance modification number 1 that we did to the car. I am not including repairs that were done. Here we go. This guy. We had this piece of intercooler piping lay around. The modification technically only cost $30 because of the Spectre intake filter and converters. We got the cool sounds we wanted, we got the performance increase we wanted, and it was pretty cheap.
Mod number 2 was this $30 Walmart single-din stereo. We wanted to put the new one in there so we could have Bluetooth, although sadly this does not have controls for subwoofer levels, but the main reason we wanted to replace it was so we could have Bluetooth, and it does have that, so.
Very good.
Mod number 3.
Okay, so here's our max beating rod coils in the front. We're gonna talk about the mod we did by cutting the springs also. The PVC has held up. They squeak a little bit, but I mean, a lot of cheap coils squeak anyways, so I'm not too worried about it. But for those wondering, the PVC has not cracked. The springs haven't popped off. It's still working great. The coils, as we showed in the PVC install video, like the spring cutting video, they did rust really fast. With like minor road salts, rust is not really an issue where we live, and they still rusted, which made it really hard to adjust them when we needed to. So there was that, but in terms of our spring cutting modification, that went great. The coils themselves, they're fine. You know, for 250 bucks, if you cut those front springs, they're fine. The rears are also a bit rusty, but the spring tension is 2 pounds less than the ones in the front. And so they're just fine anyways, and I've never had to mess with them.
Mod number 4 was the quick release steering wheel. Obviously we had to take the steering wheel off and we put this one on, and we also drilled 2 holes on it so we could bolt the cruise control to the quick release steering wheel, so we still have cruise control. The only downside is that when you do remove the steering wheel, you have to unplug the cruise control or else it's gonna just be hanging on by a wire and probably break the cruise control. But other than that, it worked out really well. It is a little wobbly, which is unfortunate, but other than those 2 things, it works out really well.
Mod number 5, the $20 rear diffuser universal from eBay. We had to cut it down the middle to fit the tow hook in there, and in the process we totally got it not equally apart. It is real fake carbon, very good. We used 3 screws on each, and it hasn't come off and it hasn't moved. That's pretty cool.
Mods 6 through 8 are the wheels, drill slotted rotors, steel brake lines, and the yellow painted caliper. So obviously this got a little dirty from brake dust, but I mean, there's no real way to avoid that unless you want to clean it. The paint is held up really good, and the drill slotted rotors look pretty fucking sick.
And they haven't cracked.
They haven't cracked at all.
Mod number 9 is this Crown Royale shift boot. It's seen better days. It kind of started coming out, especially on this side. Once we started like taking the center console out
several times to do like the short shifter stuff, it just kind of fell apart. For this car specifically, unless you have a half-gallon Crown Royale bag, it's going to be really hard to fit it on here just because of the way they form the holding mechanism for whatever boot you have on there. So this one I wouldn't really recommend unless you have a bigger bag.
Mod number 10 is the halo headlights. Since we've put them on, they haven't shown any wear. There's really no scratches. Of course, there's smudges from bugs and dirt and stuff like that, but in terms of actual scratches, there aren't any. Everything still works. The wiring hasn't disconnected or torn, and overall, a good mod. Definitely would recommend.
Heck yeah.
Mod number 11.
Got this front lip. It's the Type R style, I think is what it was called. It's got some scratches from just rocks and stuff, but because it's matte black and I didn't paint it at all, it doesn't even look bad. It's holding on. It doesn't move or wiggle in the wind. We do have the 4 bolts underneath it, and then the 2 bolts in either end in the wheel well, and that really helps hold it on, because any other way to hold it on, such as like adhesive or something, it definitely would have fallen off by now. So yeah, as long as you use bolts like we showed in our video installing it, it'll stay on, it'll look good, and it was pretty much just slide it on and bolt it up. There was no modification that had to happen, and it fit great. So yeah, definitely recommend.
Hey guys, welcome to my garage. Filling in for the mechanic boys. Sorry, there's not gonna be any shoes in the ass today, but we're getting something in the ass, all right. Come take a look at this. Who needs oil? Just more fucking RPMs.
Mod number 12. The MagnaFlow SS muffler.
And the really big tip.
So it's held on fine. There's no wiggling or rattle in there. It does scrape on the ground sometimes, but it's held on and it sounds really nice. So it's a A+ recommend in our book.
Mod number 13 is the subwoofer we installed, along with all the wiring and the amplifier. Currently, I have the subwoofer right here because the 2 8-inch speakers that come in it are too small for really low frequencies to play through them without them having like a really annoying rattle. It's not like something is loose rattling, it's just speakers that are too small for the frequency type rattle. So I had another sub sitting around, O'Reilly's dual brand, and it was a single 12-inch. So I started using this one instead. But this amplifier actually does pretty well. It has lots of adjustments on the back, which is necessary because, like we stated earlier, the stereo we installed doesn't have individual subwoofer level controls. So this really comes in handy. And so overall for the kit, I would recommend it. However, I might buy one with a single larger speaker, which they make for the same price on eBay, rather than the one with the 2 8s.
Mod number 14, the PA system.
So this install did not go smoothly. We managed to get it in, we managed to get everything wired correctly, but the wires were really short that came with the actual system, so we had to use some loose wire. We had to splice the wires to make the wires long enough to actually be able to hook it up to the battery so it could have power.
Mods number 15 and 16 are the front grille and the fog lights. They actually came together in a set from eBay. The grille is normally like 20 bucks and the set was 50. The fog lights are actually a really high quality. They're glass, they come with the bulbs, they come with a push button switch to wire into the cab. They have all the wiring you need and it's long enough to actually easily reach into the cab. I was really happy with this set of fog lights. Now, the grille is a different story. This thing was a pain in the ass to get on. It didn't want to line up. It was ever so slightly shorter than the OEM one that we took off, and all of the holes for screws and clips were just slightly off. So this thing, it was just a pain in the butt to get on, and even though we had it lined up perfectly when we first got it on, it popped off on this edge. This fitment is not great. And that just happened because it is a crappy part, honestly. If I were to do this again, I would buy the fog lights separately and try and find a slightly more expensive, higher quality black grille for the car.
Mod number 17 is this adhesive spoiler. So this spoiler was originally for a G35, so he did have to cut it to get it to size. But after he cut it, he stuck it on, no problems. Although that side is starting to come up.
It's an adhesive spoiler. What do you expect?
Yeah, what do you expect? Other than that, it's holding on really tight and really well. We'll give it a meh. A thumb in the middle.
Yeah.
All right.
A thumb up the ass.
Now mods number 18 through 20.
This short shifter. The install was super easy. In terms of quality, this billet aluminum shifter for only 80 bucks is awesome. It feels awesome. Along with that, the next video, due to a commenter named Christian's suggestion, there you go, there's your shout out, my friend, we put in some solid shifter base bushings. The original base bushings are squishy rubber with a metal center, and every time I shifted, because the rest of the assembly was aluminum and had no flex, I could feel these crushing, and it felt honestly worse than the original shifter. So as soon as I changed out the base bushings, it was a completely solid shift, felt like a brand new shifter, really awesome. Mod number 20, the last thing, is some shifter cable bushings on the actual transmission. Here they are. Here's one, and here's the other. They are solid plastic, and so there is no play when you go into gear. They really added to the feel of the solid shift that I was going for. I'm really happy with them, and they were literally 12 bucks. And a really easy install. So if you're looking for a better shift, these last mods that we've talked about, 18 through 20, are bomb. It was a total of, with shipping, 100 bucks. The aluminum shifter was 80, these were 12, and the base bushings were 5. So for 100 bucks, you can make your Honda Civic feel like, honestly, a brand new sports car. Me and Noah were both very impressed with the way it felt. So that is our car up to this point. If this is your first video that you're watching on our channel, and you thought it was cool, and you want to see us fight with all these mods to get them installed, please subscribe. If you just watched this video and you were like, that's a cool or really not cool car, tell us in the comments and like the video. I don't care if you like the car. If you hate the car, like the video so we know you hate it.
And if you like the car, dislike the video.
Nobody should dislike the video because we can't see it anyways. Thank you, YouTube. You're protecting me. We're gonna keep doing stuff every other week, with some stuff sprinkled in on the off weeks sometimes. And thanks for watching.
Yeah, thanks for watching.
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 No, you go first.
No, you go first.
No,
No,
please, after you.
No, you hang up first.
No, after you.
No, you hang up first.
Click. He really did.